Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bitcoin Cash, the ultimate chart to learn from. I still believe this is going to hit $20,000 this year, or above $10,000, should I say. And we're going to go over some technical analysis in this video. We're going to talk about the next stages, where this could potentially go next, and make sure you stick around because we have a lot more in store. With that being said, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and as always, turn the bell notification on so you can stay up to date on all our recent videos. Remember guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. And before we get into it, pause the video, click the link in my description and join the Telegram group, because this is where you're going to be able to stay up to date on all our latest updates, news updates, technical analysis and much more. And then we actually gave out a pretty good entry in there as well on Bitcoin Cash. And also, if you want those under the radar cryptocurrency gems, entries, exits, and more, upgrade to Crypto Crew Premium today by signing up to the link in my description. Now, let's get into this now. So what are we looking at now? Why do I believe this is the ultimate charting pattern? Because it's just played out so perfectly so far. Number one, not only is this a chart where it has, history dating back to 2017, but it's also been playing out just perfectly. So for example, if we look at the entry that we gave out, let's say in our group, that's 575, I believe. Obviously, if you've been watching this channel for quite some time, you would have seen our entries around the $300 area. Especially if you've been watching our channel since the start of the year, you would have seen we were talking about Bitcoin Cash for ages, for a while, and then it finally took off, hit that $1,578 target, and as you can see, rejected to the T, bounced back. Where did it bounce back to? Now this is where it gets interesting, and this is why I say you always want to pay attention to these key support and resistance lines. A lot of people don't believe it has much effect in the cryptocurrency space, but we're seeing that these psychological levels are pretty standard across all markets, right? So we have our $649 area smashed. Now I said before we actually broke this area, I said in order for us to see that leg up to our all-time highs, this year, we need to see a solid break off the 649 area, because this is acting as a pretty strong area of support, and I've got it all highlighted so you can see the many rejections that we saw at these areas. And this is why I believe we're now at a strong support, and we shouldn't see price go below this, or anywhere below back down to the $400 area, at least for the year, this year anyway. We should see a solid rally off this support. So let me just circle that for you guys. We should see a solid rally off this support now, and hopefully we see our $1,500 area smashed, and then we can start to slowly make our way up to all-time highs. Now once we get to once we break past the all-time highs, this is where things are going to get really interesting, because I believe we're going to see a lot of people piling in, which could end up driving price up, right? So when people have the FOMO kicks in, people start looking at Bitcoin Cash as maybe the next Bitcoin or something along those lines, and this is what could potentially drive price up to that $20,000 target, or even $30,000 target. We don't know yet, but what I'm confident in saying is I wouldn't be surprised, or I do expect us to hit over $10,000 on Bitcoin Cash this year. Now, one thing to note as well is when we are in the range, how do we play this, right? When we're stuck in a range, how do we play this? There's two main strategies that we can use. Number one, we could trade the range. So that's where anytime price hits this area, we could restock, buy positions, even look at cashing out anytime price gets closer to this resistance area, wait for price to go back down again, and just rinse and repeat basically. This is a smart way of building your cash reserves in a kind of I want to say risk-free manner, because obviously if you keep buying at support, I presume you're planning to hodl anyway. So either way, you've got bags, you got more bags added to your overall Bitcoin Cash holdings anyway. So it's kind of like a win-win scenario. So for example, let's say I decided to buy Bitcoin Cash now. Even if price did fall lower, it wouldn't really matter because we plan to hold this, for the midterm minimum, right? And if price obviously does go back up to that resistance area, that is going to be a 126% move, right? So that's that's a great return, 126%. Cash that out. Still got my earlier positions running, and is a decent way of raising capital on the market or increasing the cash reserves. Now, of course, the second thing that we could look at doing potentially as well is simply just adding a nice bag at this area and then letting it play out throughout the summer, right? And that will be the more longer term approach, right? So that's where you haven't really got time to monitor this, as maybe a day trader would. So instead of adding small positions, maybe looking to take profit and waiting for the pullback and adding positions again, you might want to literally just complete that restock right this second, and of course let that play out. Now, before I wrap this up, what would the emergency scenario be? Let's say price does break above the $649 area, make its way all the way back down. It's quite simple, guys. I plan to buy more. That's literally what I plan to do. Like, I'm confident that this will continue to the upside. I don't believe this is a dead project. If it was, then the reality is it wouldn't have broken this key resistance area this year, because this area, as I mentioned, was super strong. And we saw, even when price did break our trend line, our weekly trend line. To be honest, this is a monthly trend line, right? Since we saw that break, we saw price reject this area again, right? So we saw price reject it once, we saw price go up, reject it twice, then we saw price go up again, reject it again. And this is where a lot of people were getting frustrated. I remember the comments saying, look, this will never happen, this will never work. And then of course we see the break, solid break to the upside, and now of course we're retesting now. But this is great from a technical perspective. It's a great chart to learn from. But all in all, I am super bullish. Make sure you join a Telegram group so you can actually stay up to date on our Bitcoin Cash updates, because this is something that we do update quite a lot on in the Telegram group itself. So make sure you do that now. I hope you're all having a great trading year so far. And of course, if you did watch our first ever video, even though the market did pull back, we are still in profit for the year on Bitcoin Cash. And of course, we had positions throughout the years anyway. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, when others are fearful, be greedy. And when others are greedy, be fearful. With that being said, guys, seize the day.